You stand there in a moment of doubt. You feel the weight on your shoulders, the uncertainty, the questions. But there's one thing that remains certain, even when everything else feels shaky, and that is God will not fail you, ever. It's not in his nature. He's never abandoned you, not once, and he won't start now. In life, there are seasons where everything feels like it's crumbling, and no matter where you turn, all you can see is chaos and confusion. It's in these moments, when the weight of the world feels unbearable, that we crave peace the most. Yet, ironically, it's often in these very storms that we discover a profound sense of calm that doesn't make sense. This peace doesn't come from external sources. It's not something we create on our own. It's a gift, a reassurance from a divine source that stands strong when everything else falters. This peace reminds us that we're not alone, that there is a strength greater than ourselves holding us up, guiding us through each step. When we find ourselves in the middle of a struggle, be it a loss, a setback, or just the trials of everyday life, our natural response is usually to worry. Our minds race with questions, fears, and uncertainties about what's to come. But this peace that surpasses all understanding is a silent answer to those fears. It doesn't necessarily take away the questions, but it does something even more powerful. It silences their grip on us. We realize that we don't have to have every answer, that it's okay not to understand everything. This peace doesn't solve our problems instantly, but it gives us the courage to face them. Peace in difficult times is like an anchor. When waves are crashing and winds are howling, an anchor keeps the ship steady, preventing it from drifting away. In the same way, this peace holds us firmly, no matter how violent the storm. It keeps us grounded, allowing us to stand strong when everything around us seems unstable. This kind of peace can't be shaken or easily lost, because it's rooted in something eternal, something unbreakable. It's not dependent on the situation around us, but on a steady, unfailing presence that holds us together. Many people seek peace through temporary distractions or external comforts, but this kind of peace can't be found in anything the world offers. It's not about escaping our problems or numbing our pain. Instead, it's about facing life head-on with a deep confidence that we're held, that we're seen, and that we're cared for. It's a peace that tells us, even if everything falls apart, we'll still be okay. This peace is a quiet assurance that settles deep within us, stronger than any doubt or fear that may arise. During difficult times, peace feels almost like a whisper to our soul, a gentle reminder that there's a purpose in the struggle, even if we can't see it yet. It's easy to forget this when we're in the midst of hardship, but this peace keeps bringing us back, redirecting our focus away from the chaos and back toward a calm certainty. We begin to realize that there's more going on than what we can see, that our story is part of something greater. It's a reminder that the storms we face aren't without reason, and they're not without an end. This peace often reveals itself in the smallest ways, a quiet moment where you suddenly feel calm, a deep breath that seems to fill you with strength, or a gentle reassurance that everything will be all right, even if you don't know how. These moments are reminders that there's a divine presence with us, one that isn't swayed by the storms we face. In the hustle and turmoil, peace invites us to pause, to trust, and to believe that we're being held in hands far stronger than our own. Sometimes peace in difficult times doesn't mean the absence of fear. It means learning to live with it, to rise above it, and to keep moving forward anyway. It's a peace that coexists with doubt and even with pain, but somehow it's stronger than both. When everything feels uncertain, peace gives us the ability to take the next step, to keep going when we don't have all the answers. It doesn't erase our hardships, but it changes the way we see them, allowing us to approach them with resilience. This peace is also a source of renewal. In times of difficulty, we often feel exhausted, drained by the weight of worry and the endless demands of life. But when we find that inner calm, we're able to take a deep breath, to find a moment of stillness, and to gather the strength we need to continue. It's like a well that never runs dry, providing us with what we need when we feel we have nothing left. This peace nourishes our soul, restoring us in ways that nothing else can. In difficult times, peace becomes a companion, a quiet yet powerful force that walks with us. It's a reminder that we're not walking this path alone, even when it feels like we are. It whispers to us that there's a light beyond the darkness, a calm after the storm. It's a steady hand on our shoulder, guiding us forward, telling us that even though the journey may be long, we're going to make it through. This peace is a constant presence, one that remains with us through every trial and every triumph. Peace in difficult times is a testament to the strength that lies within us, a strength that comes not from our own power, but from a greater source that never fails. It's a quiet confidence, a steadfast trust that reminds us we're part of something bigger than our struggles, bigger than any problem we face. It's a peace that allows us to walk boldly, to face our fears, and to believe even when we can't see the way forward. This peace is a gift, a sign, and a promise that we are not alone. And it's through this peace that we find the courage to keep going, no matter what life brings our way. Strength is often thought of as something we have to muster up on our own, something that only comes from within. But there are moments in life when our own strength isn't enough, when we feel exhausted, drained, and completely worn out. These are the times when, strangely enough, a new strength appears, one that goes beyond anything we could ever create for ourselves. This strength isn't born out of sheer willpower or determination. It's a gift, a grace that comes when we need it the most. It's a strength that lifts us up when we're down, that pushes us forward when we feel we can't take another step. When life throws its hardest challenges at us, it's easy to feel like we're at the end of our rope. We reach a point where we're ready to give up, where every part of us is screaming to stop, to just let go. But it's in these moments, precisely when we're at our weakest, that this greater strength steps in. It's as if something beyond us is saying, "Keep going. You've got this." This isn't the kind of strength that we consciously draw upon. It's a quiet force that lifts us up from within, surprising us with the resilience we didn't know we had. This strength often appears in the form of small victories, little moments where we manage to do what we thought was impossible. We get through one more day, we take one more step, and somehow we keep going. It's not flashy or loud, but it's powerful in its consistency. Day by day, moment by moment, this strength becomes our foundation. It doesn't require us to be fearless or invincible. It simply asks us to keep going. In a way, it's a partnership. We bring our willingness, and this strength supplies what we lack. Sometimes this strength doesn't even feel like strength at all. It might feel like pure survival, like just barely making it through. But looking back, we realize how much we've endured, how far we've come. This strength is subtle. It doesn't announce itself. We often don't recognize it while it's happening, but it's there, carrying us through every struggle. It becomes evident only after the fact, when we realize that we've done what we thought was impossible. It's a reminder that we are capable of more than we can imagine, not because of our own power, but because of a strength that goes beyond our limits. This strength beyond our limits teaches us humility. It shows us that we don't have to have it all together all the time, that it's okay to admit when we're weak, when we're vulnerable. In fact, it's often in admitting our need, our inability to do it all on our own, that this strength becomes most apparent. It fills in the gaps where our own strength fails, meeting us right where we are and lifting us higher. There's a freedom in recognizing that we don't have to do it all alone, that we have access to a strength that can carry us when we're too tired to keep going. This strength is like a well that never runs dry. When we feel empty, when we feel like we've given all we have, we can draw from this source again and again. It's not something we can exhaust or overuse. It's always there, always available to us. This strength is patient, never demanding more from us than we can give. Instead, it gives to us what we need exactly when we need it. And in the times when we feel weakest, it becomes our greatest source of endurance, a quiet but steady reminder that we are supported, even in the toughest moments. In difficult seasons, this strength brings with it a quiet confidence, It's not the kind of confidence that makes us bold or brash. It's a calm, steady assurance that we're going to be okay. This strength doesn't make us immune to fear or worry, but it does make us resilient in the face of it. It allows us to face the unknown, to walk into situations that scare us, knowing that we'll have what we need to get through them. It's a reminder that no matter what we face, we're not facing it alone. This strength also gives us courage to rise after we fall. Life is filled with setbacks, disappointments, and moments where we feel like we failed. But this strength lifts us up, brushes off the dust, and encourages us to try again. It doesn't allow us to stay down for too long. Instead, it whispers, "Get back up." Keep moving forward. This resilience becomes a part of who we are, shaping us, making us stronger. Not because of our own abilities, but because of the strength we've been given in our weakness. There's something deeply comforting in knowing that we don't have to rely solely on ourselves. This strength beyond our limits reminds us that we have access to a power that is always greater than our circumstances, a power that doesn't fade when times get tough. It's a constant companion, walking with us through every trial, offering us hope even when things look bleak. It's not something we have to understand fully. It's something we simply accept, something we lean on, trusting that it will be there every time we need it. Over time, this strength becomes a part of our story. It's woven into the fabric of who we are, a reminder of every challenge we've overcome, every obstacle we faced. It's a quiet testament to the resilience we've built, not because we were strong enough on our own, but because we allowed ourselves to be carried. This strength beyond our limits is a gift, one that keeps us going, one that grows us, and one that proves that even in our weakest moments, we have access to a power that never fails. Timing is one of life's great mysteries. There are moments when everything aligns in ways we could never plan or predict, opening doors at the exact right time and place. These opportunities don't come from our own making. They feel as if they were meant to happen, as if someone orchestrated them from behind the scenes. The timing isn't something we control, but we recognize its perfection when we experience it. It's as if life knows what we need even before we do. This perfect timing isn't just chance or coincidence, it's a gift that comes when we're ready to receive it, even if we don't realize we're ready. In our own efforts, we often try to force things to happen on our schedule, impatiently pushing forward and wondering why things aren't working out. But when the timing is truly right, things have a way of unfolding naturally. There's no struggle, no strain, the pieces fall into place effortlessly. We find ourselves in the right place at the right moment, and everything just clicks. This kind of timing doesn't come from our own planning or effort. It's something greater, a sign that some opportunities are meant for us, and they come precisely when they're supposed to. This perfect timing and opportunities is a reminder that life has a rhythm all its own. We might have our own plans and timelines, but sometimes those plans fall short of what life has in store for us. When an opportunity comes at just the right time, it reveals to us that there's a bigger picture we can't always see. Perhaps the delay we once saw as a setback was actually preparing us for this moment. The timing allows us to appreciate the opportunity even more, to realize that everything we've gone through was leading up to this point, making us ready in ways we never anticipated. Often, perfect timing shows itself when we least expect it. We may have given up on a certain goal or dream, thinking it was out of reach, only to have it reappear in our lives at the exact moment we're prepared to handle it. In hindsight, we see that, had it come any sooner, we wouldn't have been ready, or we might have missed its true value. This timing teaches us patience and trust, showing us that when something is meant for us, it will come at precisely the right time, without us needing to chase or force it into existence. Perfect timing and opportunities often brings with it a sense of peace and certainty. Unlike forced situations that can feel shaky or uncertain, these moments come with a deep sense of alignment. There's a feeling of, yes, this is right, that settles within us, giving us the confidence to step forward. We recognize that this opportunity is ours for the taking, and that there's a purpose behind its timing. We don't have to second guess or doubt the timing speaks for itself, assuring us that we're exactly where we're supposed to be. This timing also shows us that delays and detours are often blessings in disguise. While we may be frustrated when things don't happen as quickly as we'd like, those delays are often protecting us, guiding us away from paths that weren't meant for us or from opportunities that we weren't ready to handle. When the right opportunity finally arrives, we see that every delay had a purpose, preparing us in ways we couldn't have understood at the time. The timing has a way of making everything clear, revealing how each step led us to this moment. Perfect timing and opportunities also strengthens our faith. When we see doors open at just the right time, it reminds us that there is a greater plan at work, one that doesn't rely on our own limited understanding. This timing allows us to release our need for control, to let go of constantly trying to figure everything out. Instead, we learn to trust that the right things will come at the right time without us needing to have all the answers. This trust becomes a source of peace, allowing us to focus on our growth rather than obsessing over what's next. Sometimes, perfect timing reveals itself through people who enter our lives when we need them most. We may meet someone who offers guidance, support, or an opportunity at just the right moment, someone who becomes a pivotal part of our journey. These encounters remind us that timing is not random, it's intentional, bringing the right people into our lives exactly when we're meant to connect with them. These connections often lead to experiences or opportunities that we could never have planned for ourselves, showing us that timing has a way of weaving our paths together in ways that are beautifully intricate. This perfect timing also gives us a sense of purpose. When an opportunity arrives at the right time, it often feels like a calling, like something we're meant to do. We recognize that this isn't just a random chance, it's an invitation to step into something greater, to fulfill a role that has been waiting for us. This timing becomes a motivator, encouraging us to make the most of the opportunity, knowing that it's been given to us for a reason. We realize that this isn't just about our own ambitions, it's part of a larger plan, a purpose that aligns with who we are and who we're becoming. Perfect timing and opportunity shows us the beauty of patience and surrender. While we often want things to happen on our terms, these moments remind us that life's timing is wiser than our own. Perfect timing teaches us to be open, to trust, and to believe that when something is truly meant for us, it will come without us needing to rush or force it. Each opportunity that comes at the perfect time becomes a testament to the fact that life has a way of delivering exactly what we need, exactly when we're ready for it. And that, in itself, is one of life's greatest gifts. Support is one of life's greatest gifts, often coming to us through the presence and kindness of others. We may not always realize it, but there are times when the help we need doesn't come from our own strength or determination. Instead, it arrives through the people who stand by us, lift us up, and offer us a steady hand when we need it most. These people become our pillars, our anchors, and our sources of resilience in times of difficulty. This support is a reminder that we're not meant to go through life's challenges alone, that there are people placed in our lives to help carry the weight with us. Sometimes support comes from those we least expect. A kind word from a stranger, a smile on a tough day, or an offer of help from someone we hardly know. These moments remind us of the quiet ways people show up for each other. It doesn't always take grand gestures to make a difference. Sometimes the smallest acts of kindness can mean the most, helping us feel seen and valued in a world that can often feel isolating. Support through others reminds us that we are part of a greater community, one where people care for each other, even when they don't have to. Family and close friends often become our strongest support systems. These are the people who know us deeply, who have seen us at our best and our worst, and who still choose to stand by our side. They are the ones who encourage us to keep going when we feel like giving up, who remind us of our worth when we doubt ourselves, and who celebrate our victories as if they were their own. This kind of support isn't something we earn, it's a gift, a testament to the power of love and loyalty. It teaches us that having people who genuinely care for us is one of life's most precious blessings. Support can also come from mentors and guides who enter our lives at just the right time. These are the people who see potential in us that we might not see in ourselves, who challenge us to grow, and who offer wisdom and perspective when we need it most. Mentors provide not only guidance but also reassurance, showing us that we have what it takes to face our challenges. Through their experience and insight, they help us see the bigger picture, encouraging us to pursue our dreams and helping us find the courage to take risks. The support of a mentor can change the course of our lives, inspiring us to reach heights we may never have thought possible. There are times when support comes in the form of companionship, simply having someone by our side through the ups and downs. This isn't about giving advice or fixing problems, it's about presence, about knowing we're not alone. Sometimes just having someone who is willing to listen, to sit with us in silence, or to share in our experience is all the support we need. This companionship brings comfort and relief, reminding us that we are not isolated in our struggles. In those moments, the simple act of being there becomes a powerful gesture of support, providing strength without words. In tough times, support through others can be a source of encouragement and motivation. When we're faced with challenges that seem overwhelming, the people who believe in us can make all the difference. Their faith in our abilities, their trust in our strength, and their constant encouragement can become the fuel that keeps us going. When we're too tired to believe in ourselves, the people who believe in us can lend us their strength, giving us the courage to take one more step, to try one more time. Their support becomes a reminder that we're stronger than we think, and that we're not facing our struggles alone. Sometimes, support through others means receiving help when we're too proud to ask for it. There are times when we convince ourselves that we have to handle everything on our own, that asking for help is a sign of weakness. But those who truly care for us see past our pride and offer their help anyway, recognizing when we're struggling even when we don't say it. Their willingness to step in, to lend a hand or shoulder, shows us that it's okay to rely on others. It reminds us that strength doesn't always mean standing alone sometimes. It means allowing others to support us when we need it most. Support through others can also teach us about vulnerability and trust. Accepting support requires us to let down our guard, to admit that we can't do it all by ourselves. This vulnerability can be uncomfortable, but it's also what brings us closer to others. By allowing others to help us, we build bonds of trust and deepen our relationships. We learn that true support goes both ways, that being open to receiving help from others is just as important as offering help when they need it. This exchange of support builds a foundation of trust and connection, reminding us that we're stronger together than we are alone. Through the support of others, we also learn to be more compassionate and understanding. When we experience the kindness and generosity of those who help us, it inspires us to offer the same support to others. We realize that we're all in this journey together, that the struggles we face are not unique to us alone. This understanding brings empathy, motivating us to extend a hand to those who may be facing their own battles. In supporting others, we find a sense of purpose and fulfillment, a reminder that life is not just about our individual pursuits, but about the connections we build and the impact we make on those around us. Support through others shows us that we are part of something greater than ourselves. It reminds us that we're not meant to face life's challenges in isolation, that there are people who genuinely care about us, who want to see us thrive. This support brings comfort, strength, and hope, revealing the power of human connection. Through the love, kindness, and understanding of others, we find the resilience to keep going, the courage to face our fears, and the reminder that we are never truly alone. Hope is the quiet strength that sustains us through the darkest of times, a light that refuses to go out, no matter how strong the storms around us may be. Enduring hope is more than just wishful thinking. It is a deep-seated belief that there is purpose and promise, even in our struggles. When everything around us seems uncertain or bleak, hope becomes our anchor, keeping us steady. It's that voice within that whispers, "Keep going," reminding us that no matter how heavy our burdens feel, there is still a reason to persevere. Hope gives us the courage to face each day with renewed strength, knowing that things can and will get better. This kind of hope endures because it is built on faith, resilience, and the ability to look beyond our current circumstances. It is the understanding that life is not defined by the hardships we encounter, but by how we rise in the face of them. Enduring hope does not deny the reality of pain or loss, but it insists that these moments are not the end of our story. This hope believes in the possibility of renewal and restoration, even when there is no visible sign of it. It reminds us that, as long as we hold on, there is a chance for transformation, growth, and unexpected joy. Hope can be quiet and unassuming, yet its impact on our spirit is profound. It sits within us, steady and unshaken, providing us with the strength to endure what feels impossible. While challenges may test the limits of our endurance, hope remains, reminding us of the countless times we've already overcome. It serves as a gentle reminder that we faced difficulties before and emerged on the other side, often stronger than we were before. Hope encourages us to believe that, even in the face of new trials, we possess an inner resilience that can carry us through, one step at a time. Enduring hope often requires patience, an ability to wait with trust and faith, even when answers don't come as quickly as we'd like. In a world that often values immediate results, hope teaches us the value of persistence, of staying the course even when progress seems slow. It encourages us to hold on when others might give up, to believe that our patience will be rewarded in ways we cannot yet see. Hope allows us to embrace uncertainty with a quiet strength, trusting that time will reveal the meaning and purpose behind our trials. One of the most powerful aspects of enduring hope is that it inspires others. When we hold on to hope in difficult times, we become a source of encouragement for those around us. Our resilience and determination show others that it's possible to keep going, even when things are hard. We may not always realize it, but our hope can lift the spirits of those who feel lost or discouraged. By refusing to give up, we offer a quiet reminder to others that they too have the strength to face their challenges. In this way, hope not only sustains us, but also becomes a gift we share with the world. Enduring hope also gives us a sense of purpose. When we believe that there is meaning in our struggles, we can approach each day with a renewed sense of direction. Hope allows us to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth and learning. It reminds us that our lives have value, that we are capable of contributing something meaningful, even in times of difficulty. This sense of purpose is what keeps us moving forward, helping us to find moments of joy and gratitude along the way, even when life feels uncertain. Hope is resilient, able to adapt and grow even in the harshest conditions. Just like a tree that bends but does not break in the wind, hope has a way of shifting and evolving with us as we go through life. It may start as a small flicker, but with time and nurturing, it becomes a steady flame that can withstand whatever comes its way. Enduring hope teaches us that strength doesn't always look like certainty sometimes. It's the quiet determination to keep moving forward, to keep believing, even when everything around us seems to be falling apart. There are times when enduring hope feels like a choice we must make every day. We wake up and decide, despite our doubts and fears, to believe that there is a reason to keep going. This daily commitment to hope isn't always easy, but it's what sustains us, helping us find light in the darkest moments. It's the decision to focus on the possibilities rather than the obstacles, to believe in the potential for change even when it feels distant. Hope keeps our hearts open, allowing us to embrace whatever comes with courage and grace. Enduring hope also reminds us of our own strength. When we reflect on the challenges we have already faced, we see how hope has carried us through times we once thought we'd never survive. Each moment of resilience builds upon the last, creating a foundation of strength and courage that we can draw upon when new difficulties arise. This strength is not the absence of fear or doubt, but the ability to move forward in spite of them. Hope shows us that we are capable of facing what lies ahead, that we have within us the power to endure and overcome. Through all its quiet power, enduring hope connects us to something greater than ourselves. It reminds us that life is not simply a series of struggles, but a journey of growth, transformation, and unexpected beauty. This hope reassures us that there is a purpose to everything we face, a reason for every challenge. It allows us to hold on to the belief that there is light beyond the darkness, that there are brighter days ahead, and that, through it all, we are never alone. God's presence is a constant source of strength and comfort, a reminder that we are never alone, no matter how uncertain or difficult life may seem. In every moment, whether we are facing trials or celebrating triumphs, there is a divine presence watching over us, guiding us through every twist and turn. This unfailing presence is a source of peace and assurance, reminding us that even when we feel overwhelmed, God is by our side. His presence doesn't just shield us from life's storms, it gives us the courage to walk through them with a steady heart. God's unfailing presence is not just a feeling, it's a profound truth that grounds us, especially in times of uncertainty. In moments when we question our own strength or wonder if we have what it takes to face what lies ahead, we can draw from the knowledge that we are not alone. God walks with us through every trial and triumph, offering us a steady hand to hold when we feel weak. His presence becomes the silent assurance that no matter what challenges arise, we have a source of strength that will never waver or abandon us. In the quiet times, God's presence often feels like a gentle whisper, guiding us when we seek answers. There are moments when we feel lost, when the path ahead seems unclear, yet somehow we find direction, comforted by the sense that there is someone greater leading us. This presence doesn't always provide immediate solutions or instant relief, but it offers us a steady assurance that we're on the right path. God's guidance often comes not in loud declarations, but in subtle nudges, moments that give us the courage to take one step at a time, trusting that each step is part of a greater plan. When we face hardship, God's presence becomes a refuge, a place where we can lay down our burdens and find rest. The storms of life are inevitable, but within His presence, we find a safe harbor. It's here that we are reminded of our worth and our resilience. God's presence doesn't necessarily take away our problems, but it gives us the strength to endure them. It fills us with peace that surpasses understanding, enabling us to face challenges with a calm heart and a steadfast mind. This is the gift of God's unfailing presence, the ability to stand firm in the face of adversity, knowing that we are anchored in something greater than ourselves. God's presence is also a source of encouragement, reminding us that we have a purpose and that our lives are not without meaning. In times of doubt or discouragement, His presence breathes new life into our spirits, reigniting the fire within us to keep going. This encouragement may come in the form of an answered prayer, a kind word from a stranger, or a quiet moment of peace that reassures us of our direction. It is through God's presence that we find the strength to pursue our dreams, to hold on to hope, and to believe in ourselves even when the world might make us feel small. In moments of loneliness, God's unfailing presence becomes a comforting embrace, a reminder that we are seen, heard, and loved unconditionally. Even when we feel isolated or misunderstood, we can find solace in knowing that there is a love that surrounds us completely. God knows our hearts, our fears, and our desires, and in His presence we are fully known. This understanding brings a profound comfort, reminding us that we don't have to face life's challenges on our own. We are held in a love that is deeper and more encompassing than anything we can find in the world. God's presence also brings clarity, helping us to see beyond our immediate struggles and focus on the bigger picture. Life's challenges often cloud our vision, making it difficult to see beyond the pain or confusion of the moment. But in the presence of God, we gain a renewed perspective, one that helps us recognize that our challenges are part of a larger journey. His presence reminds us that our struggles are not in vain, that they serve a purpose, and that they are shaping us into the people we are meant to be. With God by our side, we learn to trust the process, even when we cannot see the outcome. In times of joy, God's presence magnifies our gratitude, reminding us that every good thing comes from Him. We often look to God in times of need, but His presence is just as meaningful in moments of celebration. When we experience blessings, success, or moments of pure happiness, God's presence reminds us to appreciate these gifts with a humble heart. He walks with us not only through the valleys but also on the mountaintops, rejoicing with us and reminding us of the abundance of His love. In this way, God's presence deepens our gratitude and enriches our experiences, reminding us to cherish the blessings He provides. The knowledge of God's unfailing presence gives us resilience, the inner strength to continue even when the road is long and the journey is tough. It is easy to feel overwhelmed by life's pressures, but with God by our side, we are never truly defeated. His presence infuses us with the courage to rise each day, to face our fears, and to keep moving forward. We may encounter obstacles, but with the assurance that God is walking beside us, we find the fortitude to persevere. His presence is the foundation upon which we build our resilience, reminding us that with Him, we are capable of overcoming anything. God's unfailing presence also brings us into deeper connection with others, reminding us that we are part of a larger community of faith. Through His presence, we learn the importance of compassion, forgiveness, and understanding, qualities that bring us closer to those around us. We are reminded that just as God is with us, He is also with those we meet. And this shared experience of divine presence strengthens our bonds with others. God's presence unites us in love and purpose, encouraging us to support one another, lift each other up, and walk together in faith.